안녕하세요, 여러분. Why does Korean have so many particles? Korean already feels so difficult, right? And on top of that, all these particles make you feel even more confusing. So why does Korean use so complicated particles in the first place? The reason is quite simple. Korean is a language with flexible word order. So that means you can actually move the subject and the object or even other elements around, but the sentence still makes sense. But English has a fixed word order. So the position of word already tells us who is doing what, so English doesn't need particles. But Korean doesn't work like that. Since the word order can change, Korean needs particles to clearly show who the subject is and what role each word plays in a sentence. So I guess now we have the answer for the question, why does Korean need subject particles? Then why are there so many Korean subject particles? That's because each subject particle expresses the speaker's intention differently. So through those subject particles, Korean speaker can subtly control whether they want to explain subject or express more emotion. So I think these tiny choices allow Korean to be more nuanced and expressive. The last question is, I know the rules of 은는이가, but I still get confused every time I use it. That's completely normal because in most cases, 은는이가 can both be used with the same subject. And grammatically, both sentences can be correct. And what Koreans do here is choose the particles that best fit the context and the speaker's intention. So if the particles doesn't match the intention, sentence may sound a little awkward, even if it's not technically wrong. So when you first learn 은는이가, you're probably told something like 은는 is used for explaining or comparison. 이가 is subject marker used to emphasize the subject. Most learners, I guess, would know this big concept. And with just that knowledge, you can use subject particles to some extent, but subject particles are not limited to those simple rules. They change depending on context, nuance, and intention. That's why learners feel confused when they encounter different sentences and situations. That is why I believe this is the key to truly mastering 은는이가. So you really need a visualized way of understanding them, so that no matter what sentence you encounter, you know which particle fits naturally. So in my course, I focus exactly on that. So there are 3 lessons in total of 은는이가. And the first lesson is visualizing 은는 and 이가 as clear concept using images. And then in the second lesson, we are going to change only the subject particle in the same sentence. And then we're going to analyzing how the meaning changes. And in the last lesson, we're going to practice 은는이가 in real life conversation and dialogues. So yeah, I designed this course very carefully and very systematically. If you're someone who thinks, I don't want to be confused 은는이가 anymore, I truly want to master them, I think this course will really help you. Thank you for watching and I will see you next time. 안녕!